Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to my channel. We are today January 9th, 2020. Excuse me. So for today, we're going to talk about something that happened yesterday. And since 2 days ago, I made a video for you related to Haitian workers. And yesterday, I, of course, had to go to the supermarket in the usual with them. And I said, okay, there is something that I probably need to bring to the attention of the people who might be interested in entering this market and bringing businesses, is what you need to know when you are going to have Haitian workers. So let me just briefly tell you about what happened and why I'm bringing this. So yesterday I went to the supermarket because I wanted to get some items. When I got there were two items that I needed, so I took them off the shelf. Behind the counter, there were about, from these items, there were about 10 items, like 10 of each, so 20 items. So I picked one of each, and when I went to ring it, the lady, she tried the first thing is she tried to ring it, right, and she couldn't. So she tried again, she couldn't. So she had to type in the numbers in her register. When she was done, the price on the register came up about 30 more good than the price that were written on the box. So basically, when she rang it, the price on the register was at 165 good, and the price that was written on each of these items was 131 good. So she looked at me and I looked at her back. So she said to me, oh, madam, the price is at 165 good. I said, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to go by the price that is written on the box, which was at 131 good. She didn't say anything to me. She looked at me again and I looked at her back. Now I was in a rush and I did not want to argue with them. So then she said to me, oh, madam, usually the price that is on the register is usually the price that you have to go by. I said to her, darling, I'm not going to argue with you. If you want, you can go next door, knock on the door, call the owner of the market for him to come fix it. Now, being that I've worked before in different positions, like I worked in cashiers and stuff like that in the past, because each of the items had the price on it, I automatically saw that it was just a price adjustment that was not made, because she tried to ring it and it was not ringing. So that let me know that these items had not been registered on there with the new price on the cashier register, right? It was not registered. That means that these are things that, for those of you who have different type of work, I've worked before in sales, like in the States. In my early years as a teen, I work in sales. So usually when you work in sales, when you get new products and you want to make price adjustment, these are things that you made in the evening. For example, if your shift is the last shift, once you close the store, then these are the adjustment that you would make, new pricing. You would change everything so that when it rings, especially if you have sales, anything you have going on, you do it through the night, or sometimes like in the early morning for the people who are working in the morning, but usually it's like the night shift that usually does that. So automatically when, I was having this trouble with her, I knew that the price adjustment was not made. Now, what irked me, did not piss me off because I was not in the mood to, get angry with them at the store. What irked me is that right next to her, there was a guy who's next to her to help put the items on the bag. He tried to also tell me that the price that was on the cash register was the price that needed to go by. Now, between you and I, one of the reasons that I knew that I wanted that price was because that price that was written was less money. If it were the other way around, like if the pricing on the register was less money, I would have not cared. I would have just got the pricing on the register. But that store owner would have lost a lot of money, right? So what I did, because neither of them wanted to go next door to call the owner, I just went. I was like, I'm not gonna argue. So I called the owner and I said, well, I want to purchase an item. The price tag and the price on the register is not matching. and I need to know, which I need the adjustment, because I'm gonna go by the price that is written on the product. Now, if the owner had come out and told me that the price at the register was the correct price, I still would have him give me the price that is written on the box, because that was the price that I saw. So I would have gotten that price, right? That still would have meant that they did not change the tag, because if the price on the register was the correct price and the price on the box was not the price, that means that they did not. So the owner asked somebody else to bring him the product. He went in the back. I'm assuming, give me a second. So he went in the back. I'm assuming that he checked the pricing in the back, and in the back the pricing came up. I don't know how it came up, if it came up like 165 or what it came up, but he realized that there was a mistake. Now he was pissed. He came out, and I'm not going to say that he yelled at them, but he was pretty snappy and pretty kind of like, you guys are not doing your job. And he was pretty much saying that, these are, items that were not registered, blah, blah, blah. So I didn't say anything, and he adjusted the price, and, I purchased my items and I left the store. And as I was walking, and I was like, because when the lady had one of the product that was like the pricing, that had the issue with the pricing, sincerely, I'm not trying to bash these people that work. I'm not trying to portray them as if, they're bad people, but I'm just also putting stuff out there, because if I'm telling you come this and that, I feel like if something happens, let me just come up and let me tell you. She was trying to remove the tag. That lady was trying to remove the tag on the product. That's what she was trying to do. In my mind, I said to myself, what are you going to do? Because I told you I didn't want to argue with them. In my mind, what I said to myself, I said, what is she trying to do? Is she going to sit there and remove like all the 10 items? Because that's how many items needed replacement, right? But anywho, thank goodness that, I left and I got, my money the way that it was supposed to be. But then I said to myself, this is not the first time that some stuff happened. And that brought into my attention that what you need to understand when you are going to come in a country like Haiti and you are going to open these, businesses, is that for the most part, the Haitian population doesn't know how to read and write, doesn't have extended education. So your training, that's where it comes when I say that you guys need to invest in the training that you're going to provide to your employee. Because do not assume that you're going to, people may tell you that they listen, it may just be that you're sitting there with the person, you have a whole training going on, that person is looking at that training, pretending that they understand, and that person doesn't even know how to read. I'm keeping it 100%. I need for business people who are coming in this country to understand the population that you're going to be working with. We are not doing no sensitivity in 2020. The Haitian people, for the most part, do not know how to read and write. They are not going to tell you that. They might feel uncomfortable. They might feel shame because they don't know how to read and write. They might feel a particular way because they don't know the basic. You have to understand, when you deal with money, you deal with register, you're dealing with, people who need a certain level and a certain knowledge on certain things. Now, one thing that I realized also with, one thing that I did realize also with these people, and that's why I said when I made the video China and Haiti, I always tell you that people who come here and who want to invest, these people are not really interested in forming their personal, in providing professional development. As a Haitian worker, when you talk about supermarket, when you talk about construction, when you talk about certain things, they are going to hire, they may hire a couple of Haitians, but first of all, what Haitian people who have a certain level of education is going to have these type of jobs? That's the first thing. The second thing, the people who have let's say a minimum of education and who come in and who have these work, that's it. After the training, I don't believe that they keep giving them a lot of the trainings. And like I said to you, maybe these are going to be people that are not going to express that they don't understand, the training. They're not going to express to you that, they didn't get this training. And it's not only at the supermarket. It can be as a police officers. It can be as judges. It can be at any type of level. It's really important for you who wants to come to this country to realize that, the Haitian workers are going to need a lot of professional development. They're going to need a basic level of investment. And this is where it comes to, you do want to invest in your personals. Now, the other thing is like maybe these businesses might just feel like they're not here for that. We're not going to get into it. But Haitian workers, for the most part, yes, they can be hard workers. Yes, they can, be eager to want to do good. But when you start to talk about if you guys are going to come here and you guys are going to implement technology, if you guys are going to come here and you guys are going to implement, systems that requires a certain level of, knowledge, then you are going to need to invest in these people, because you might be losing a lot of money. Like I said to you, if the price that she rang on the register was less money than the price that was written, I would have never said a damn thing. The only reason that I've spoken out is because the price was more money, right? So so this happened at the store, and I felt like it was also an opportunity to come here and make a video and just kind of like teach you what you're going to be faced with. I remembered, I'm not gonna mention that store, but I remembered back in the days I used to go to a particular store where I would get my hair product, right? They usually had hair products that I could find, like not too much of a variety. I would say about 30% of the variety of, 30% is even like a lot. 25 to 30% of a variety of the stuff that I could find in the US. Now, what was my dilemma every time? These people did not like me too. You guys have to understand that a lot of these people, I'm not gonna say that they do not like me, but I'm not gonna be the person who's gonna go to a store, who's gonna buy stuff, and you're not, I need to sit here. You need to know what you're selling me. Even if before I go, I sit there and I kind of like know what I need, but this is just for me also to test the people who work there. Listen, I would go and I would try to purchase a hair product, right? These people would not even know the difference between a shampoo and a conditioner. First of all, the entire products would always be in English, so when you're trying to tell them this is what you need, they were out of the loops as to the information. Sometimes the products was right there, but then they told you that they didn't have the product. It could be the way I pronounce it. It could be, this is the thing, like the product is right there. The product is right there. That person, that salesperson is first, they're telling you that they don't have the product, but it's like, madam, I'm seeing the product. It's right there. Oh, I didn't know that we had it. Okay. Second thing, you're asking questions regarding the product. You're asking them to tell you what the product works like. If you can make, they cannot answer these things. They cannot help you as salesperson. They don't know anything. So that means that these people who have these stores, they just have these stores to have these stores, but they do not invest in these employees and help them understand products, help them understand, kind of like what the product does. It's only one store that I used to go, and probably I started to go to that store in 2015, and that woman who opened the store is a diaspora. And she only had, at the time, one person working at the cash register. It was a delight for me to go to that store back in the days, because I knew that lady who worked at this place, she knew exactly everything. I needed foundation. She could give me a lot of explanation. So she was able to give me the explanation that I needed. She knew everything, and that showed me that that woman who opened the store, even if she had that one employee at the time, but it was worth it because I was in and out. I didn't have to feel frustrated. I didn't have to feel like, oh my God. I didn't have to feel any particular way because the work was provided. So this is what you're going to be working with when you come to this country. And this is how, as a business owner, you need to prepare yourself. You need to prepare your employee. It says a lot about the kind of institution or businesses that you run, because what are you going to do? Be there as a slave 24/7 and have people like myself calling you for, you know, these type of like, I don't want to say it well, you know, this type of things, right? You need to invest in your employees. You need to do your training, but not many do it. Not many do it. So this is it, ladies and gentlemen, for this particular topic discussion. Thank you so much for listening to me. Do not forget that I run consultation and registration is now open. Check the link in the description box for all information. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next.